In the shows page is this one, very beautiful and done with HTML and CSS. Let's go to our page, open your IDE. Please make sure that you are working on a new project, which is simply the copy of the last change that you made to a new folder where you're going to say shows, just so that you can keep track where you are currently working, because we're going to implement the shows page. So let's here simply create our file. This is going to be show.html. Save. Here let's find our BMW M235i. We are implementing the shows page for this one. Come here where we have by now. You may not have this hypertext reference show.html, and if you don't have, that's because you probably were writing by yourself all the cards that we have here. But if you just copy it from the last version where I told you, because that was simply a repetition, I had already the insertion of this show.html. If you don't have this hypertext reference, simply insert here. Let's go to our show. Let's create our boilerplate HTML5. I'm going to copy all of this content that I have here until here on my script. Copy here. I'm going to delete all of this because it's going to be the same. We're going to be using right here. So let me select here also and delete. Instead of having 7 cars where all cars leave, now I'm going to put show BMW M235i here and save. Let me simply write, this is the show page, and save. Let me go to my HTML, find this car and click here. Now we are on that page. Here's where we're gonna be working. Okay, let's start first with our header. This is going to be header show. Next, we're going to have our header show background. Here's where our background is going to stay. You probably guessed so. Let's make sure that we create a page here in our CSS. Instead of just having our home, let's put show.css. Put this on the right side. Our main also we're gonna put here. So let me open, Ctrl B, and I'm going to simply give here home show, save. In my shows, okay, I'm going to increase here, remove here, and save. I'm going to start giving my header show a width of 100%, and the height, I want it to occupy the entire height of the viewport, so 100% of the viewport height. Save. Next, I'm going to have in my header show where is the background, so I can even come here, say and background. What am I going to have here is the background. The URL I have to insert here. Let's go back. This is inside of image, is show main, and is this one, save. Let's see how this is going to look like right now. Let's give a 5, nothing yet. Save the main, just inspect. We have our header here, our diver header background. Okay, let's simply give its width to 100%, and height also it must be 100%. We don't want it to repeat, so background repeat, no repeat. We're going to say background size, it's going to be set to cover, and background position, I'm going to set it to center. Let's save and see what we have here also. Now we have, I'm going to close. This is our background. I am keeping repeating this type of stuff, and this is simply just to fix my background. I will probably want to have this code every time I want to use a background, so I'm going to create a mixin and say include, say background fixer, put here, go to my mixins in the abstracts, and right here after my background color I can say background fixer, add mixin, background fixer, and paste this code. The width is going to be 100%, height 100%, background repeat, no repeat, size is cover, position is center. Let me come here and save here also, and see if this is gonna change my output. No, it doesn't change. Very good. Next we can start playing with our logo on the header. So we know that this was previously done by us, so we have to come here, take our header logo box, copy, come here inside of our background, we're gonna simply paste and see if this is going to appear here. Very good, it was so fast. Next we can play around with the navigation, which is here. Let's go to our index. Where is our navigation? Let's simply copy. I'm going to copy all of this stuff, put right here, Control V. I don't want to see. Save. Here we have, and it's already working. We are reusing things until now. That's why it's so much better if you know how to program in form of components. Next, what we can make is this part right here, but I prefer really to start with this because it's much easier than this one. So let's go. Okay, you may be asking why this image on the final version is a little bit to the left side while here is to the right side. The answer is because here we have much content and we have the scroll bar, while here we don't have the scroll bar. That's easy. When you have the scroll bar, it's gonna be fixed. So let's go and create that party. I'm going to say this is to simply see more. So I'm going to say here see more. I'm going to treat this as a component. I'm simply going to have it going to nowhere and put it here as an icon. Class, this is font awesome, arrow down. Let me save it. I'm going to actually create a component for this. Where are you? My components. I'm going to write it as down arrow. So down here, arrow, CSS, and save. Here I have a div C more. You can easily format that because it's so easy. I'm going to start with a font size, which is going to give me some 2 rams as the initial point. Give it a width. I'm going to say some 3.5 rams. The height, I'm going to start with some 3.5 also, and give the some border radius just to have that circular part. I'm going to save here and go to my main. Where are you? How this is a component and this is related to the show page. Right now I'm going to simply put here separated by a row, and you can comment here, say that down. I'm going to have show page used components if you wish, but I'm not going to do that. So So here I'm going to simply give a space and say down arrow, then save here and see how it's going to look like right here, giving a 5. Okay, nothing yet. So let's make sure that we have written here all how it should be in our page. We have the div see more, and yes. So let's continue. The next big thing that we are going to make is to change the color. So let's put the color to color white. We can put the text aligned to the center because we could see that the text was centered, and put its position to be absolute. From the bottom, I'm going to start with some 1.1%. Left, I'm going to have 50%. Transform, translate, that's not necessary here because I think it's gonna look okay just for the X direction maybe. So let's use transform, translate X, minus 50%. Okay, that's enough. And let's put some background color here and see for this one which background color is. I'm going to be using my inspector right here. Click here. This is hash 5, 7 and much stuff. Okay, I'm going to click. This is the hexadecimal value, so I'm going to copy. Come here and paste. Let me save and see what I have here as my output. Here I have the icon. So in the next lesson, we're going to focus on building this huge component that we have here. You already know where to drop your questions. Let's move on.